Please call the roll.
Hoffman.
Here.
Lahr.
Here.
Swallow. Here. Bowman.
Here.
Parsons.
Here.
Brooks. Adair.
Here. All right, item 4 is discussion and action to approve entering into a contract with City Economics at an annual cost of $35,000 to be paid monthly and authorize the mayor or city business manager to sign all necessary documentation. So at the last council meeting where we, well, not the last meeting, but the meeting where we, council directed Steve and I to work with City Economics to iron out some things with the contract. We went and I feel like, I didn't bring my notes with me, but I feel like we addressed all of the concerns that the council members had. We did get the language updated in the contract as such. You've got the contract in front of you again as it's been revised. Now all we need to do is make it official. I don't know if anybody has any questions or further discussion that we need to have, but Roger and Chris are both here if we do have questions. And at that, I'll just open it up for council discussion. I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve entering into a contract with City Economics at an annual cost of $35,000 to be paid monthly and authorize the mayor and/or city business manager to sign all necessary documentation.
I'll second. Have a motion from Mr. Hoffman, a second from Mr. Bowman to approve entering into the contract with City Economics as stated in item 4 of the agenda. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
Adair.
Yes.
Swallow. Yes. Parsons.
Yes.
Lahr.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll get you a wet signature before you
Sounds
head
good.
back. Item 5 is discussion and action, or 5.1?
No.
Okay, so item 5.
Yes.
Discussion and action on the appointment of city representatives to negotiate on the city's behalf for the fiscal year 2025-2026 IAFF Local 3782 union contract. I believe this is here because we mistakenly approved it for last fiscal year when we approved it, when we intended to approve it for this fiscal year. So this is an update. I think that we're still on board with Mr. Bowman and Finance Director Beer to serve as our representatives on that. So I'd entertain a motion.
I would move to appoint Financial Director Sadie Beer and Councilman Greg Bowman to represent the city on behalf of the FY 25-26 IAFF Local 3782 union contract.
Second.
I have a motion from Mr. Adair and a second from Dr. Lahr to appoint Sadie Beer and Greg Bowman as city representatives to negotiate the 25-26 IAFF Local 3782 contract. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Adair.
Yes.
Lahr.
Yes.
Parsons.
Yes.
Swallow. Yes. Hoffman.
Yes.
Bowman.
Yes.
All right. Item 6 is discussion and action to approve reappointments of the members to the City of Alva Board of Adjustments. I can't recall, so we have one vacancy that I don't have any volunteers for, which would come from the members of the community. But if we can appoint the 4 members listed here, Charles Murrow, Jared Hayda, Tyler Mance, and Greg, were you on that?
I was on.
Okay.
And then.
And so there's nothing that restricts Greg from being on that. But if we can appoint them to take on the new terms, then that board will have enough for quorum and able to meet and conduct business.
What does that committee do exactly?
Board of Adjustments, and I don't want to misspeak, but primarily they're looking at aspects of the code for which people want a variance to whatever it may be, and so they I believe are the only committee that's established that operates independent of, it's the only city council committee that operates independent of city council. So if they rule on a matter or whatever, their decisions are final. There's no appeal back to city council with this particular board. Is that correct, Roger?
No,
To your
well, to my understanding, that's correct, unless you guys disagree with what they did, then you sue yourselves.
Okay, there you go. And that's basically the purpose of that board.
It's like the judiciary.
And I'm presuming that there's been a request for a variance. And they need to.
There has, and I'm just trying to clean up,
Okay,
I'm trying to
okay.
clean up all of our boards and committees.
Got it. So my recommendation would be to approve the appointments as listed. Is there any discussion?
So how does the vacant one get filled?
We need to find somebody willing to serve and appoint them at city council. Their rules are largely set by state statute, what they can and cannot, grant. So, I mean, there's not a lot of, there's room for some judgment, but there's not a lot of judgment. There's not a lot of judgment. They just have to follow state statute.
Well, I move to recommend, to approve the recommendation of the mayor for the appointments to the members of the City Alva Board of Adjustment as listed on the agenda.
Second.
Have a motion from Mr. Adair and a second from Mr. Parsons to appoint Charles Murrow, Jared Hayda, Tyler Mance, and Greg Bowman to the Board of Adjustments, reappoint them to the Board of Adjustments for the City of Alva. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Adair,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Lark,
Yes.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Item 7 is discussion and action to approve appointments and reappointments or reappointments to the City of Alva Library Board. Those members have been Patty Harkin, Marilyn Klein, Chris Eckhart, Lenny Reed, April Ridgway, Lynn Wilt, and then we have a vacant City Council representative position, which Gail has volunteered to serve in that capacity. And so with no other volunteers, I would recommend that we approve this slate,
Including Gail.
including Gail. Councilmember Swallow. Any discussion? Is there a motion?
A motion to approve the appointments to the City of Alva Library Board members as listed in the agenda.
I second.
Have a motion by Dr. Lahr with a second by Mr. Adair to appoint or reappoint Patty Harkin, Marilyn Klein, Chris Eckhart, Lenny Reed, April Ridgway, Lynn Wilt, and Gail Swallow to the Library Board. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Lark,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Swallow,
Yes.
Bowman,
Abstain.
Hoffman.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Hoffman, Parsons,
Yes.
That's not allowed. You can't vote for other than Item 6 is adjourned. So we'll adjourn the special city council meeting, and we will open a special meeting of the Alva Economic Development Authority. Please call the roll.
Hoffman,
Here.
Lark,
Here.
Swallow,
Here.
Bowman,
Here.
Parsons,
Here.
Brooks, Adair.
Here.
All right, item 3 is discussion and action to authorize the finance director to establish a new ICS account for the AEDA scholarship fund. So the scholarship fund is what everybody knows it to be. An ICS account is a higher interest bearing account. And it's got 2-day liquidity. We already have a pooled investment account for other funds in the general fund that we don't need access right away to. But this has been generally bringing 4 to 4.3 interest. And so it's for things like the scholarship fund, it's a great way to have that money work for us when we only make that distribution twice a year. So it would be a restricted fund only for the scholarship fund. So it would not have other funds in with it. Is there any discussion? I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize the finance director to establish a new ICS account for the AEDA scholarship fund.
Second.
Have a motion from Mr. Bowman and a second from Dr. Lard to authorize the finance director to establish a new ICS account for the AEDA scholarship fund. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Bowman,
Yes.
Lahr,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Swallow. Yes. Parsons.
Yes.
All right, there's no further business for the AEDA. We'll adjourn that meeting and we'll open the special meeting of the Alva Utility Authority. Please call the roll.
Hoffman,
Here.
Lahr,
Here.
Swallow. Here. Bowman,
Here.
Parsons,
Here.
Adair.
Here.
Brooks, absent.
Oh, sorry, Brooks.
Item 3 is discussion and action to approve Jackson Civil LLC change order number 1 at a cost of $63,439.62 for ODOT project lowering the water lines on Highway 64 west of the city, and authorize the mayor and/or business manager to sign all necessary documents. As with the original ODOT project, this is not going to be any expense to the city. However, it is our water line and our project from that standpoint. So ODOT will pay for everything. It was unforeseen. They found that there's going to be a 12-inch line that needs to be lowered out of the way, and so they will relocate that. That's what this change order authorizes. Is there any discussion? I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to authorize the change order for Jackson Civil at a cost of $63,439.62. And authorize the mayor and city's business manager to sign all necessary documents.
Second.
Have a motion from Mr. Bowman and a second from Mr. Hoffman to approve Jackson Civil LLC change order number 1 at a cost of $63,439.62 and authorize the mayor or business manager to sign all necessary documents. Is there any further discussion? Please call the vote.
Bowman,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Adair,
Yes.
Lahr,
Yes.
Parsons,
Yes.
Swallow. Yes.
There's no further business and we are adjourned. Very efficient work.